podcast. Today we are going to talk about games, but a specific kind of games. We're talking about FPS, also known as first-person shooters, and which is one of my favorite genres of gaming, and whether or not they're kind of overrated. So before you get an expert opinion on it, we're gonna send it off to these two young gentlemen right next to me.
Very young.
And we'll see what they think. Randall, what do you think?
So the novice opinion, right?
Yeah, we'll start novice first.
All
no,
right,
you play first person shooter. You play like Overwatch and whatnot.
Yeah, Overwatch. I don't know if you heard of a game like a long time ago called Red Faction. Super old game.
It's on PlayStation?
Yeah, it was on PlayStation.
It sounds
I never played it.
But I never had PlayStations. But I think I do remember the game. But I never did play it.
Yeah, then we also have 007.
Oh yeah, GoldenEye.
Come on.
I've played that.
And then the one, I think the number one game that I played back in the day was it Duke Nukem?
Duke Nukem.
Yeah,
Dang.
Duke Nukem.
Yeah, now it's called Duke.
Duke, yeah. I don't know if it's overrated though.
Well, today it is to me. Yeah. But I mean, I only say that because I'm whack at it. Okay.
So you're not a first person shooter kind of guy.
No, I didn't realize I wasn't until I played it almost like every day.
Yeah.
And then I'm just like, this is kind of it started off with Black Ops, the first one. And then I had Modern Warfare 3. I played those religiously a lot, alongside like Street Fighter 4 and everything like that, you know. And I was just playing that a lot on my Xbox, and I'm just like, this is it. You're just shooting people, you know what I mean? Shooting people, and I guess you just keep shooting people and grinding off of shooting people and capturing flags, but people keep shooting you. I was just like, it just made me think, is this it? You know what I mean? And but I didn't think so when I was playing it, obviously, you know, because I did love gameplay, but I just thought it was overrated because everybody was talking about, you know, playing COD, Call of Duty, for those who don't know what COD is. But, you know, there's also
have Halo.
Halo. But I love Halo. I mean, Halo takes me back, you know what I mean?
That's your jam.
Yeah, Halo is my top tier game, I think. Even though I will admit that Halo Infinite. When I play multiplayer in that game, I get tilted. No game has ever made me so upset playing it as Halo Infinite multiplayer.
I think I heard of.
Oh my gosh, I get so mad. Like if you ever get in my stream and I'm playing Halo, look, bro, 20 minutes into it, I'm just ready to flip a table.
Is it because you shoot the person so many times they don't die, but they shoot you like twice and you're gone?
100%. No,
that happens a lot in COD.
Overrated.
My biggest issue with Halo is, for me, I feel like grenades are inconsistent. Right? You throw I've thrown so many grenades, and it lands right next to the person. I bust their armor. That's all I do. Their shields, right? Their shields get broken. I'm like, sweet. Okay, and then they kill me somehow. I'm fully shield. They have no shield. They shoot me down. I'm like, okay, whatever. They throw a grenade. It lands 1,000 meters away from me, and I'm dead. I'm like, oh, that makes a lot of sense.
It bounced off your forehead.
Right. It's because their grenades have steroids in them.
No,
you know?
obviously.
It has a larger blast radius.
Yeah, you know, it's a different ball game altogether.
Other than that, I love Halo. Halo will always have, like, a special place in my heart.
Yeah.
Right? Because I just remember growing up playing with my cousins, who are the ones who introduced me. His name is Luis. He introduced me to Halo, and then just playing with my brother co-op. The mission, the campaign, and co-op with my brother. Every single one.
Oh yeah, when it was co-op, the campaign.
Bro, that was it. I was very upset.
It was done, bro.
They were talking about how they were going to make co-op campaign for Halo Infinite, and an article just came out the other day. Saying that as of right now, they've canceled that. And I was really upset. I don't know why. I didn't read the article. I was just too upset just reading that part. I was like, you know what? Screw you.
Oh my gosh. I'd be mad if they did that.
Yeah.
I mean, you know what I mean? Well, if we were kids and they canceled that all of a sudden, yeah.
What was it? Halo 5 came out and they didn't have co-op in there anymore. Me and my brother were really upset. We're like, what's up?
Wow.
Like a split screen. I think you could play. I think you were able to play co-op.
But on split screen.
But on split screen, you couldn't do it. You couldn't do it split screen, but I think you were able to do it online. Like you can join on on a matchmaking and play a campaign that way. But split screen, you weren't able to. And me and my brother, we just enjoyed. It's like I understand the reason. They were like, oh, you drop FPS and resolution gets dropped as well if you split screen. But me and my brother were like, we don't care. The whole point for us is to play together. Yeah. You know? We don't care the quality. We understand quality is legit.
I think it's the same way with when we played Red Faction back.
Red Faction. I'm trying to remember.
Playing it. We had that, or even GoldenEye. We know we had that 4 square, kind of thing. Mm-hmm. I think they're just trying to get away from that because they want to just get rid of the onlookers, meaning the people that are looking at the other person's screen.
Were you an OG? Screen sniper.
Screen sniper.
Where you were like, you had the four windows, and then you know what one of them is cheating because they're like looking at yours, looking for you. Like, how do you know it's coming around that corner?
Yeah, the green corner. I know where you're at. Boom.
Yeah.
You know,
I know that door.
I never did that when I was younger. I didn't realize you could do that till I was like 16, 17. And I'm like, wait, you guys do that? I was just like, they're like, yeah, you don't? I was like, no, because I was playing the game.
Yeah,
you know,
you're honorable.
You know, I was just like, I was just like, why would you cheat?
I didn't. I would take out the map actually.
Right.
Now they have the map like either on the side, the corner, or like in the middle of the screen. Even you have the four boxes. I would just take it out, and that way it's a surprise. So it would kind of suck if you're doing 2v2 and the map is gone and you shoot your partner.
No, that's why you do teams and you get like a cardboard box and you and your friend on this side on one team.
You know, I don't know. It's hard. It's hard for me to say whether or not FPS games are overrated, right? Because I love playing FPS.
Yeah.
I enjoy playing first-person shooters all the time. I mean, my biggest genre is Call of Duty right now, and then Halo's right after it, right? And then New World is not an FPS.
It is not. No.
Is it considered a third person?
New World?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, yes, but it's an MMORPG.
Yeah.
Right? So most of those games are always third person.
So would it be like would Destiny be like an FPS?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Be FPS RPG though, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I used to love Destiny, and then it freaked me out in the dark. Like I was yo, this is creepy, bro.
The intro.
Dude, yeah.
Oh man.
I forgot what level it was, but when you go into this one tunnel to get to the next level, then you're in the dark, right? Is that what they're called? And they just come out of the dark, and you're like, whoa!
They kind of remind me of the floods from Halo.
I could handle the floods.
Oh no, me and my brother.
I could handle the floods.
I remember my brother and I, in Halo 1, when you go into that room, that chamber where all the soldiers are dead, and you're like, what happened here? And they take the recording. And they're like, they're all over the place. And me and my brother like, what's all over the place? They're like sitting there, and you get, and they're crawling everywhere. And I'm like, what the heck is this? What is happening? And then when they introduce the floods to everybody, and I'm just like, what in the world are these?
See, that's cool though. I mean, but that's obviously in the campaign, right? Like, but if you want to play with people, it's 100% got to be through the multiplayer. Especially if you're online, you can't really play the campaign online yet. But I know soon. Y'all gamer developers are gonna make them, and I thank you when you do. To do campaign over the internet, like co-op campaign over the internet. I mean, there are some like in RPGs they can, which is weird that FPS doesn't.
I think it's because, well, I would say like Call of Duty doesn't do it because their view isn't campaign. Their focus is on the multiplayer part, the online part.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So they're which kind of saddens me. I'm a firm believer that even though I haven't done it for the last few games, I'm a firm believer that before you play multiplayer, you should play the campaign. People put a lot of work in it. All these actors put a lot of work into the whole campaign to make it amazing, right? And then for people to just go, nah, I just want to play the multiplayer. It's like, dang, man, you like appreciate the genre a little, right?
Yeah. And that's probably my fault too as to why I don't really like FPS games as much anymore. I never played the campaign of Modern Warfare 3. I just played the multiplayer because that's what everybody was playing. You know what I mean? So I just started playing that and never played the campaign.
I mean, I'm kind of guilty of that too, but I went straight into multiplayer. But after a while it gets a little gets tiring and just gets exhausting. Like, okay, let's switch it up a bit, go to campaign. And then you get drawn into it. You get sucked into the campaign.
Some of the stories are great.
It's pretty good.
Yeah, some of the stories are great, and you're just like, wow, good work, people.
Yeah.
Good work, right?
Yeah, now, I understand what you mean by people develop these games, and especially the campaign part of it. Like, yeah, that's actually it's a good insight on that too.
Yeah, I was like, Titanfall. Titanfall didn't have a campaign. It was just multiplayer. They're like, we're not gonna make a campaign. We're just gonna make the multiplayer because nobody wants to ever play the campaign. And I was genuinely upset when I bought Titanfall and there was no campaign to it. But Titanfall 2 did have a campaign.
That's mental.
Really like
That's mental. Well, of course, because technically it's a sequel of something that never happened.
Right. I was like,
you know what I mean? But there is one FPS that I do like. A lot of FPS players don't like playing this game, and it's Fortnite. And I'll tell you why I like Fortnite. Because you weren't just shooting people, you were also building and getting away with building people. You know how crazy you have to be on a controller or on a keyboard to freaking do that and kill these people. You know how crazy good these people are. I've played PC players and they are nasty with it.
No.
They are nasty. They will be like 70 feet high and like sniper.
You know that? You go from 0 to 3,000 stories high in like 10 seconds. You're just kind of like,
yeah.
How did you build it?
Yeah. And there was a time where I was pretty active playing Fortnite, and I would build and I would get faster. I would time myself. Like in a minute, I could get like 70 up, and then after a minute, then I can get like 90. And you know what I'm saying? Or maybe I'm doing the numbers, maybe 60, 70. You know what I mean? But it's really based on your materials or your mats or whatever, and how quick your fingers are with the switch. Oh my gosh.
No, it's crazy. When I watch like for example Ninja, when he was really into like, you know, what made him with Fortnite. So when you would watch Ninja and you're like, dang, how are you doing that so fast? Like you must have like 30 fingers.
Yeah, because I was just thinking about like, can people cheat that way? I mean, you probably could, but it's hard because you have to design it prior to.
Keyboard by his toes, bro.
Well, and I would
that makes it more amazing.
I wouldn't consider that cheating. If you had a foot pedal, because I have
a foot switch,
in my room, but I only really use it for chat. Like if I'm chatting to my party, and if I'm going to chat with the chat, then I'll mute the party, and that's really the only thing I use it for. But I know that streamers use the foot pedals for like switching weapons, or to like sit there, or like go prone, or to jump. Like they'll combine it to whatever you want.
When playing Fortnite, I was able to switch it to all the buttons on my mouse. So when I would switch,
and then some people, you know, your mouse has like 20 buttons on it, so then you can just like kind of do that. But
core right there.
Yeah, I was just gonna say like
I started getting better.
What saved first-person shooters. Because I would say that first-person shooters was getting boring for that exact reason, right?
Yeah.
Okay, you go into multiplayer. You play capture the flag, or you play like team death matches, or you do domination, or
free for all,
or you know, all these kind of games. They were getting boring. They were repetitive. Blah blah blah.
They all did the same thing. Yeah.
Right.
What really saved it definitely is BRs, battle royales.
With PUBG, right? PUBG is the one that started that.
Was PUBG the first one?
I believe so.
And then Fortnite after it.
Yeah.
At least those were definitely the two big ones for sure.
PUBG was just like a regular FPS, while Fortnite brought the building aspect to it. And I was blown away. And I was surprised at how people didn't like the game. My age, the people are my age. I'm just like, you guys have no idea how crazy it is. But I realized that they didn't like it because young kids that were like, so if I'm 30 now, the kids that I'm talking about are now in their mid-20s. And those guys they're absolute demons. Demons at the game. I've never seen gamers like that.
Stage behind us right now, and he's super into this right now because he knows we're talking about Fortnite.
Yeah.
And I swear all he plays every day is Fortnite. You know?
But yeah. And
he said no, he doesn't.
He doesn't play this right now.
Yeah, right.
Nah, but so yeah, Fortnite. Yeah, so when I play big parties of where there's 100 people, battle royales, amazing. I love it. I didn't like having, you know, I also don't like 1v1s. So like, you know.
Oh, I hate 1v1.
Well, I don't know why I don't like 1v1s anymore because I literally grew up on it, same as FPS. Yeah. And yeah, you know, and what's really what is really overrated mean anyway? Like, is it where it's just talked about too much and where it's really no hype? It's basically like that, right?
Hype and popularity, and like
more than what it really deserves.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, they created the game. Okay, yeah, we're going to just make this game, make it good, not knowing that it's going to be like super outrageously superior than the other ones.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like,
Mm-hmm.
but people just they play it, and people see other people playing it, so that's what makes it a trend.
Right.
You know, that's what makes it popular. And that's what I'm saying. I don't think it's overrated. I think it just comes down to like, like the popularity, I guess.
I agree. I think maybe FPS isn't overrated.
Yeah.
I would say that specific games titles may be overrated. I think
You know what? Yeah, maybe.
I think Call of Duty
Maybe.
is overrated. As a person who plays a lot of Call of Duty,
Yeah.
I bought Modern Warfare 1 when it came out, when Warzone, right? Not the original Modern Warfare, but the one that came out in 2019 or whatever. I bought that one. It was great. Loved every second of it. And then Warzone came out, which was amazing.
Yeah.
Right? I loved every second of that, too. Because me and my brother were playing Black Ops 4. Black Ops 4 Blackout? Yeah. Which was their Battle Royale version. Which was awesome. I was like, oh, this is so great. And then they came out with Warzone. So that was great. And then,
crazy.
Yeah, I love it. I still enjoy it. But then we have, the Cold War came out. And now, the game itself, the multiplayer of Cold War was subpar to me. I was like, really? This wasn't anything. And then Vanguard came out, and I'm like, I'm not wasting $60 on a trash game.
Yeah.
The game isn't great.
Vanguard.
Right? Vanguard and Cold War. In my opinion, they just didn't match up to Modern Warfare. Now Modern Warfare 2 is coming out.
Yeah.
Right? And
The remaster, right?
No, not the remaster. I think it's because the remaster would have, I think, already came out. Yeah, of the original.
Okay.
No, this is Modern Warfare 2, continuing Modern Warfare 1 from the 2019, right?
Right.
So that one is it's about to come out, I think, the end of October. And I'm just like, don't think I'm going to spend $70 on that.
Yeah.
First of all, the prices of these games are getting to a point where I'm just like, you're stupid.
Crazy.
I'm not. Why? There's not even a physical copy. It's not a CD. It's digital. What am I paying $70 for?
Yeah, exactly.
At this point, you're paying the title of the game now.
That's all you're doing.
I blame Apple.
Yeah.
Well, and it's like you used to.
I blame Apple.
You used to. Some of that money went to GameStop or what are the other ones? The other gaming.
KB Toys.
Electronic boutique.
Pawn shops.
Never even heard of that.
I'm pretty sure GameStop
Games.
like literally shut every other video game store down. I don't know any others.
Part of that.
Toys R Us is gone.
Part of that game, that money for that game went to those stores, right?
Yeah.
Because they're obvious. Like anything else, you got to pay the store to put your product out there.
Yeah, I grew up with GameStop and EB Games. So EB Games is in California.
EB Games.
Oh,
it's
I know.
Electronic Boutique.
Maybe it's
sorry,
KB
EB
Toys.
Games, yeah. So I was like, wait.
But now it's like you're still paying $60-$70, but you're giving it directly to me.
Right.
There's no third man and there's no middleman anymore. So you're literally staying with all of it.
Yeah, I mean, you also have to look at what happened to like Hollywood Video and Blockbuster. It's the same concept, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like instead of getting the actual physical copies, instead of renting it, now you have like Netflix.
GameStop was gonna be gone.
Yeah.
If it wasn't for the people who invested into GameStop, stopping them from getting bankrupt,
right?
They would have been gone 2 years ago.
Yeah.
Right? They're the only reason they're still around.
I'm surprised that consoles are still around.
Consoles? You see, I have I have a soft spot for consoles because I mean we all grew up with consoles.
Yeah.
I mean I had a Nintendo.
I have a console, so I can't. I'm not gonna lie.
I had a Nintendo 64. I had an Xbox 360, Xbox One. Right, the only one I don't have is the newest Xbox, the Xbox Series X and /S. Right,
Oh, dang. Yeah.
that's the only one I don't have. I've never had a PlayStation because I was Xbox, so I bleed green, not blue.
Yeah.
So
I was all Xbox. I mean, I was on PS. I was on PlayStation. Obviously, remember me trying it one time, but I was like, nah, I
did
go back
go to Xbox.
I did go to Xbox, and I was like, 2, 3.
But I will say,
Yeah, and it was gone. It was gone.
done.
Yeah.
the moment I started streaming, right, and I went to computer, PC. Oh, Xbox who?
X who?
I mean, I remember playing Call of Duty on the computer for like a couple months, and then I had to do an update, and the update was gonna take like half an hour or whatever. It's like, no man, I'm just gonna play it on the Xbox. So I started playing on the Xbox, and everything looked blurry. I thought I didn't have my glasses on for a second. I'm like, why does everything look so crappy? The quality of on a PC to a console, granted it was Xbox One, so it was astonishing. I was like, dang, there really is a difference. And what on a PC, what you can see, like in Call of Duty, what you can see maybe like 600-700 meters away.
Yeah. You
can't see that same distance on a console. You can only see like 400 meters, and then it doesn't render anything
Right. Mm-hmm.
after that.
Yep. Because they all have like a clocking I guess limit. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So, and that's understandable.
And the computer you can go further.
And you can always keep updating it. It's always updatable, right?
And if you play games like Minecraft, so it's by chunks, right? So normally the regular one chunk would be like 8 blocks in front of you. Mm-hmm. I had mine at like 32. And then all of a sudden you hear that fan in my computer go, and I'm like, oops. You know?
There's a creepy clock again.
No, that's not
it plays Minecraft apparently. So we're talking smack about render distance. But anyway, so yeah, like obviously that all of these games have, a place in our heart. Yeah. And I'm not saying that they should have never been made or anything like that. Oh, no. Not even. I believe that this was one of the greatest eras of games. Was maybe like 15 years ago when Halo came out. I mean, not Halo, and then COD and Black Ops and
Medal of Honor. Do you guys?
Medal of Honor. Yeah, I played that. I've died a lot.
Recon.
I played that. Oh, Rainbow Six.
Rainbow Six.
Yeah.
Old. Though.
Yeah. Did you play the new one?
I have not.
Oh, dude.
But I remember Rainbow Six when I was like a little kid, like in 1990.
Tom Clancy.
Yeah. I was like, yeah, this is a cool game. But I didn't have a computer. Like, I didn't have a computer strong enough to play it. Mm-hmm. Right? And I never understood it when I was a child. And my parents didn't know either. I didn't know how to install things onto a computer. But I had friends who did have, like Rainbow Six. And I was like, well, this is a cool game. How do you play it? Yeah. And like, you got to play it on your computer. I'm like, what? All I can play are, like, educational games on my computer.
like Word Blaster?
Like Word Blaster or...
I had the 3D pinball. What are you talking about? Solitaire, Solitaire. I was great at that.
Did you guys ever play the Magic School Bus game? That was such a great game.
Why does that sound so familiar, though?
I literally rented it every other weekend from the library. Because you could only rent it for a week and then you had to return it and wait a week. And we went to the library every other week and I got that game every time because it was such a fun game. And I was a big fan of this Magic School Bus.
I played a game called Chex Quest.
Chex Quest?
Oh. Chex after the cereal.
Yeah. I remember that.
And that's an FPS.
But I remember that.
Yeah, that was one of my first PC games that I played, first person shooter games.
That's funny.
And I didn't realize what I was until maybe 10 minutes into the first time playing, I'm like, Chex Quest. And I'm like, hey, uncle, is this based off of the cereal? And he's like, yes. I was dying. I was like, a cereal shooting enemies. This is funny. And looking at it now, I was just like, wow, I've always been playing FPS games. You know what I mean? And it wasn't until I really started getting into anime that all changed.
Yeah, you started liking more RPG games?
RPG games where it was more I had to use my mind.
Story driven.
You know what I mean? Yeah. FPS, you didn't have to use your mind that much. In VRs for sure. But I mean, what I mean is, it's not puzzling. It's not a puzzling idea. You know what I mean?
You're more of the strategy based. Kind of game.
Now, if I do play FPS, I would want somebody to be someone who can strategize against the team.
Yeah.
Then I would say, okay, what am I doing? I focus on that, and I'll do that to the best of my ability.
Right.
You know what I mean? But if I'm just playing by myself, it's no fun. I mean, I was like, I can't, I heard, my lead guitarist, he plays Halo to where he's like commander and he tells, hey, there's so and so in this way and this way. I need you to do this. You focus on this. You have the grenades. You know what I mean? Like he had it to a T. When I heard him do that, and I watched him play, and they won, I was just like,
Dang.
now this is what I'm talking about, right? But I don't know anybody who was that dedicated to play games with me.
Me and my brother.
And I was too whack to play with people like that. Anyway.
Me and my brother, when we were playing like Halo 2 or 3, when we played Capture the Flag, it was on. We had a set. It was me and my brother and a friend of ours. Online friend. We never met in person. But we would go. I would drive the car. My brother would be the passenger, and the guy would be the gunner. Right? We would drive. We would get to the place. My brother would jump off the front door. We would circle to the back, and by the time we got to the back, my brother was already coming out the backside with the flag, and he would jump into the car, and we took off, and we would win every single CTF game, every single time. We had that down, and if he died inside, we wouldn't waste any time. We just go back. By the time we get back to our base, he respawned and everything. Man, but yeah, no, I don't think FPS games are overrated. I would say that what was the word you used? Like the brand name of certain games is overrated.
Okay.
Call of Duty being one of them. I love Call of Duty.
I think Call of Duty is overrated. Yes.
And I think it's overrated for the most part. I'm not going to spend $70.
I can't say Halo's overrated because they only have like 6 games to their name.
Right.
Wow.
As much as it did.
Yeah. Call of Duty came out like an iPhone. You know what I'm saying?
You have never said anything more true than that.
It was like more than a year or something.
Yeah.
It was crazy.
It is. Vanguard literally.
I'm pretty sure it's Call of Duty X.
Yeah.
Vanguard came out last November, and we're already coming out with Modern Warfare 2, right? And then people go, "Why does it suck so much?" Because you don't take time to really work on your games. You're just vomiting it out, and you know that you have sheeps that are just gonna go and buy it. Yeah. No offense to anybody who goes and buys it.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah, we love you guys. Well, I mean, I haven't met you though.
Yeah.
And honestly, if I would buy the game, it wouldn't be for the multiplayer. I would buy the game for the campaign. I would want to play the campaign because I'm a fan of the campaign. But am I willing to spend $70 on that? No.
Okay. Well, all right. So, do you think FPS is overrated? And if not, or if you do, or what would you say to somebody who thinks it is to convince them to play?
Well, so I'm gonna go ahead and piggyback on Leo. So yeah,
gain a little weight, huh? Very light.
Light work. So no, but I think it just really depends on the game itself, like the brand, the name, the title. Not so much of the genre of the game. There's a lot of first-person shooters out there. You know, we did talk about Fortnite, but you gotta remember that Fortnite at one point took out the building mode, and they tried it out.
They did?
They took it out.
It's actually still out.
Yeah.
They have a non-building mode.
They have a non-building mode, but they brought it back because a lot of their players, like my son who plays it religiously, didn't really like it. He actually stopped playing, and he told me that he didn't really like it. So
yeah, you could play PUBG if that's the case. You know what I'm saying? So
in a sense, like obviously with Fortnite, they're kind of unique because they got the building and they got the shooting and the sniping and everything. So you know, when Fortnite came back with the whole building mode again, then it's like, oh, it's on again. Mm-hmm. Now, like with
the builders definitely love that.
Yeah, they got the 2 modes now. Whether you do just like a straight up deathmatch or the classic Fortnite build and shoot whatever. But no, I don't really think it's overrated in a sense. But for those who do think it is, I just think you're just playing that same game over and over and.
Gotta switch the FPS game.
Yeah, I gotta switch it up a little bit.
Yeah, there's a bunch of games out there. There's a whole and there are some that are popular and some that aren't, right? You have Fortnite. You have Apex Legends. Right?
Apex Legends is one of them.
Right, and that's a hard game. I think of all BR games, Apex Legends is probably the hardest.
Apex reminds me of current Call of Duty.
Oh no, I don't know about that.
Especially their shield technology.
Well, I can see that kind of, but. The time to kill in Apex is so much harder. Like to play Apex, you need to be a better player. I think
I don't play it, so I have it though. I have the game.
But then there's Super People. Have you ever played Super People? Super People was a fun game.
No, but there's also another. There's a game that my cousin was trying to get me into. It starts with a V, and they have like powers, and they do shoot and stuff, and it's computer.
Valorant.
Also. Valorant, yeah.
Valorant is like
Valorant, yeah,
Valorant
that's very popular. It's like CS:GO.
Yeah, it's like Counter Strike.
Counter Strike, yeah.
Counter Strike, and then
CS:GO. Yeah,
CS:GO.
Counter Strike.
CS:GO is
That
also
one's good.
I know, but like, it's supposed to just be Counter Strike. CS:GO is the only title I know, like right off the top. See, you know.
Yeah, and then not too long ago, they just shut down the servers for Overwatch 1 because Overwatch 2 is now going on right now. So, you know, there's a lot.
And you know what I've noticed about these games, which is kind of like, I was like, yeah, obviously it's genius. It's like Overwatch 2 is free to play.
Yeah.
Right? Because they've realized, Call of Duty did it right in the sense, they realized that their money doesn't come from purchasing the game. Their money comes from purchasing skins and stuff like that, right? Now, Call of Duty games are not free to play.
Right.
Warzone is, but like their multiplayer stuff isn't.
Yeah.
Right? But they also know that they make the majority of their cash in the market buying skins for their guns and their people and like different tags
just
or
like
whatever.
Fortnite, you know.
I had Warzone.
Fortnite also.
Yeah.
When I got Warzone, I know a ton of people played it, but nobody played with me. Nobody. I blasted it all over my social media that I got it. Nobody played with me.
Everybody knows you suck at it. I'm just kidding.
You know what? So a couple of people did. They did. Well, no, they would be online,
Dead.
not playing, and in the lobby. Right? I'm like, hey, what's up, man? What you doing? He's like, oh, I'm just waiting for my crew. I was like, oh, you got it playing? He's like, yeah. I'm like, okay, that means I don't want to play with you. I was just like, all right, okay. And then I ended up playing, and my team won and lost. So like it was just like a basic game for me. But yeah, and Warzone also ate up space, so I didn't
Call of Duty in general eats up heck of space.
Yeah. So all right, so it's obvious that you love FPS. So if someone like me were to meet them and you want to convince them to play a game, how would you do? Like, what would you say to them and why? Why would you go about that way?
I don't know if I would try to convince you to play it because everybody has their genre of playing, right?
Good point.
If I don't like playing fighter games like Street Fighter or Tekken or anything. I don't like playing those games. I've been garbage at those games my entire life, and I'll play them if somebody wants to play it. But it's just not something that interests me. I'm garbage at it, and nothing you can say will ever convince me to really take time to really play that game. Right? Smash Bros. Another game that I'm just like.
I love Smash Bros.
Right? I enjoy watching it, and I'm like, I wish I could play like them. And granted, if I took real time to it, I could probably get decent at it. But if your reason is well, it's just repetitive, well, that's kind of stupid. Every game is repetitive, right? RPG games are repetitive. You grind over and over. You keep doing the same thing over and over to level up to get better at something, right?
I guess not really, because you're shooting a gun. You're doing this. You're not. Yeah, I'm not shooting I could shoot a gun and throw a spear. Those are two different things. You know what I mean?
Right. No, but you're still doing something over and over and over and over and over. Everybody plays games for one reason, to level up.
So what you're saying is the objective is to.
I didn't play FPS to do that. I never knew you could do that until I did find out. I'm like, oh wow, I got to do this over and over.
Unlock skins for guns.
All guns,
that are free. Right? That you don't need to buy at the store. You have to. Get 1,000 kills, get 20,000 headshots. Yeah, you got to do that, right, to unlock certain camos, right, for your guns. So you got to grind in that game. Grinding exists in every game.
Oh, but there's also well, remember now, I didn't play the campaign, so it was just shoot and kill, and that's all it was. Right. So if I didn't play the campaign, then I'm not feeling the story. There's no story or whatever. Right. Where in the RPG, there's side quests, ton of them. No, you know what I mean? I get that. And so that's where it's not just repetitive. You know what I mean? What you do to get certain things up may be repetitive, but you don't have to do that. You can go and do something completely. You can help somebody else. You know what I mean?
No, and that's the freedom of an RPG game or MMORPG, right? Is that you had the freedom to. You don't need to follow the main quest. You can do other side stuff. Or if you don't want to play the storyline at all, you can just go and grind to be the best armor maker or
right.
smiths or whatever the case may be, right?
And so Yeah, like
he's the richest fool
right
in that world. Man.
Now, if I'm pretty sure there's going to be a game that comes up with this, but there's going to be an FPS game where there's going to be engineers, an engineer type build in the game where you can build your own guns, and that would be nuts. If you ever played this game called Crossout, it's a vehicle game, and you can literally like you go up against other people, but it's like do you ever play Twisted Metal?
Yeah.
So it's like Twisted Metal, and it's a war game. And then when you fight and you win, you get certain pieces, and these pieces you can put on your vehicle, and you can deck your vehicle out with like guns, with tank, with like.
Twisted Metal did something like that, though.
Yeah, well you couldn't build off of like the scrap. So,
Yeah.
but I believe it's based off of that game though, or at least inspired by it. But Crossout, that's a crazy dope game. And stuff like that. If they applied that to first person shooters, that'd be awesome. And I think they have in other games, but I wouldn't know. But I can't really, I wouldn't be able to tell people to hate FPS. I was like, you got to play it for yourself. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I think that's in the end that's the thing.
Yeah. Which Twisted Metal, by the way, is a very unique FPS game.
Yeah, it's
Running and this upgrading.
Is that the one that
shooting.
had like a? Was there like a ice cream truck with a clown
Yeah,
head on it or something like that? Okay, I know what game you're talking about.
Yeah.
Wasn't that also on PlayStation?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember my cousin had that game. Every time I would go to his house, we would play that game.
Yeah. I mean, that was fun. To me, it was
Twisted Metal was a great game. Yeah.
It was a fun game.
But yeah, FPS with a car.
Yeah.
But no, well, I guess we figured out what we think about FPS games. Obviously, I think we're kind of still on the same level. Like, there's no real what should I say? A perspective change. You know what I mean? But yeah, no, I think that wraps this up for today. I want to thank everybody for watching and listening to the Nerdy Volume podcast. Don't forget to check us out on our social media on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook. Don't forget to catch us or listen to us on our podcast channels or links through Anchor FM at Radio Public, Spotify, Apple. I'm trying to remember everything. Google. Did I say Google? Yeah. And Overcast, Pocket Cast. And don't forget to watch us on YouTube. We'll see you guys next time.